we got a couple questions that were sent in. One is from Jesse Grajeda, Jesse83TW. He says, who is the best team in Cali next year?
Buchanan's tough. Buchanan's tough.
Yeah, it'll be between Buchanan and Poway, the usual. Bosco's gonna be really good though, but they're graduating a couple of guys. Gilroy. I mean, can Cormier get all his guys again? He graduate, Merrill.
We've had that question 3 years in a row. Well, two.
Dude, I feel like you said you have the same opinion that well, Gilroy is just like a dark horse. Like Gilroy is a sleeper. Like if you underperform at the state tournament every single year that you're there, are you really like a threat?
Oh, I didn't say he was a sleeper. I wasn't making that argument. I think last year I was definitely maybe 2 years ago I was making that argument. This last year, I thought that they were a dark horse in the sense that they weren't a complete team, but they had enough firepower if everybody performed. But then the brothers kind of both didn't have the greatest tournament. Maybe they underperformed a little bit, and that I don't know if that was the difference, but obviously they had to make the finals and win to stay in contention. But I think pretty much they all come back except for Merrill, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe their 45-pounder comes back.
The Gracies come back. I think the Cortezes come back. Moses Mendoza's back.
Zepeda's back.
Who else am I thinking of? Zepeda's only a junior, right? So he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who else am I thinking of?
The younger
90-pounder. The 90-pounder comes
younger
back.
Merrill's not there.
Yeah, younger Merrill's at JW North.
Correct.
Is that the name of school?
Yeah.
Potentially. I mean, that's how many guys did I just say? That could be 6 finalists.
If they all make it at the same time. Yeah.
That's at least, 6 top 5 guys.
And Bosco had a great finish last year, but I don't know how many they lose. They lose their heavyweight, right?
But
he comes back.
Even if you're putting 6 in the finals, like, okay, what are they scoring? 25 points apiece? That's a pretty solid number. I mean, question is 150 points going to win you the state title? So,
no, they don't. They don't score 25 now because it's a 64-man bracket, or is it 128-man bracket now?
Right, but even if they don't bonus along the way, I mean, you're looking at anywhere from. You're right, yeah. So 30 points.
You get 30 if you're in the finals, approximately. It's like 30, maybe 31, 32.
Is 180 points going to win you the state title next year?
No.
Need a whole team. Whole team's got to do it. And I think part of it also, too, is if you look at, I can't think of off the top of my head, but let's say, one of the Cortezes matches up with a Poway guy on the same side of the bracket and he beats him, or you have Moses Mendoza be on the same side as the Buchanan kid and he beats him. Like, possibly that can kind of, I don't think it's enough to win it, but I think it's enough to maybe in some ways determine the team race for those other 2 teams, Buchanan and Poway. But I don't see it being beyond a 2-horse race next year.
I think it's 3. I really do. I think Bosco's got that shot, and I'm not saying that for there being a Southern Section guy. It was pretty obvious this year that they worked extremely hard, getting their finalists, but they could get 4.
I thought that this was the best year for them in terms of their state performance. They've always had like 1 or 2 inconsistent guys. This year they're pretty consistent up and down the entire lineup. So can they remain consistent? That's the hardest thing. Like Buchanan wasn't consistent, and they're just so darn good. They're still there. Poway, they had to be consistent, and that was the only way they're going to beat Buchanan. Same thing. Can they repeat? Can all of their guys? It takes a full team effort now to win a state championship. Every single person has to click.
And Platt really helped Poway, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
I just remember them in the semifinals, and just every other mat was a Poway guy in the semifinals. Can that happen again?
John puts together a good team down there. I mean, they're losing some guys, but
yeah, but that's how it is with some of these teams. It's like you might be
They'll
graduating
replace-
a couple seniors, but you got freshmen coming in. You got maybe backups that have made a lot of gains. People move up and down. It's going to be, I think, I don't know. It's just, I think, a little early, but go ahead.
You saw the results at Battle for the Belt for Poway, right? Who was in the finals or top 3 at every single weight?
Poway.
Poway A, Poway B.
Sure, yeah.
So are they going to reload? Absolutely. They're going to reload. They might not have as much top end talent like Root and Platt, but they're going to have guys who are going to be contending for medals and semifinalists and finalists, probably pretty close to that.
Especially with Posada. Like,
I wonder what weight he goes. I wonder if he goes 90s or shoot. He wrestled. He's going to wrestle, I think, 215s at Fargo. I think, right? Was it Fargo or was it National Duels?
One of the two.
One of those weights, dude, or one of those teams. Which it's. I mean, I don't know. It's cool going from 170 to 215. He's got a big frame.
It's a beast.
Yeah. Is he gonna be? He's gonna be a senior next year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. Get him out of here. Yeah. Pitting everybody in halves.
So who asked that question?
That was Jesse Grajeda.
Yeah, well, St. John Bosco.
Oh,
he'd be a cool guy to have on. I gotta hit him up, see if he wants to come on the show.
I mean, if that's the same guy, right? I mean, I'm sure.
I think it's the same guy. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. How many Jesse Grajedas do you think there are?
Who